Wastewater Sports, ahoy! How's everybody doing? Ready for another weekend, another big weekend of action. Not just tonight, but tomorrow, a big triple header of Super Rugby games. And then Sunday, of course, is the big one, the one that the channel's been waiting for. The return of the NRL Telstra Premiership. PSG, ahoy there, mate. You know what? I actually had the House of Pain song in my head in preparation for this game. Legitimately. Walking around the house singing Welcome to the House of Pain. A little bit random. But then I remembered the game is on. Moana Pasifika versus the Highlanders. Should be a good one. Pasifika, I think they'll be in this fight. It'll be a real dogfight. They've proven that they can hang. I've been really impressed with Moana Pasifika and the Fijian Drua. They've really shown that they can stay in the fight. And the Highlanders, we've seen what they're all about this season. Solid defense. Right from the word go, that game against the Waratahs that they probably should have won. And a big victory over the Blues. So we know what the Highlanders are all about in season 2025. But I'm tipping the Highlanders here in a close one. What Jamie Joseph's done since his return, I mean, really just goes to show what kind of a quality coach he is. Just finds a way to bring the best out of his teams. And he's certainly brought the best out of this young Highlander squad. Now, apologies for the late start to the stream tonight. I was actually legitimately putting the finishing touches on my Super Rugby fantasy team, which, of course, you can join at wastedsports.com.au/games. Super Rugby tipping and fantasy for season 2025. So I had to transfer out all the Crusaders players. Got in with just a few minutes to spare. Lucky me. But thankfully, those Crusaders players, Will Jordan, it's tempting to leave them in and just accept the fact that they're not going to get any points this week. But I think my budget has expanded so nicely. Confident that I'm going to be able to bring them back into the squad next week when I need them. Waratahs versus the Fijian Drua coming up after this one as well. I was speaking of how the Drua have also developed this tenacity. And they've really pushed teams to the limit so far in 2025. Look for that to continue today as well. I wouldn't be surprised if the Fijian Drua snuck a victory, actually, quite honestly, over the Waratahs. Yes, enjoy the game there, PSG. Should be an absolute cracking contest. Something a little bit different here. The Highlanders laying down the challenge to the Moana Pasifika. There was actually an interesting interview with Tara Umanga before the game. Some valuable little insights into his mindset, a nice reflection on some career highlights. So that was something a little different. The Highlanders laying down the challenge with a little rendition of the haka. Jeez, I would have had time to slap a multi on for this one. see, what can I do in the short space of time available? Let's go. Tangitau. Palma Falau. Where's he play? Team sheets. He is... Okay, the number 11. And Tava Nawai. All right. Can I get same game multi-cover? I can. Okay. Let's throw down on that one. Because we've got to have an SGM. We can't do a game without a same game multi. Okay, so Tangitau. Tava Nawai. And Kieran Kalmafolau. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Probably not. So I obviously don't have a chance to get that up on the screen, but that's what we've got. 3 legs. Tangitau. Tava Nawai. And who's the third one I said? Talmo Falau. So that'll be a nice little 3-legger. We had a good one last weekend, of course. For those that joined us last weekend, 2 SGMs in the same night. It's a rarity that happens, but we did get one come through. And we are off and running in this one. Moana Pasifika with the restart, well, the kickoff. And the Highlanders told to use it just outside their 22. And a nice box kick exit up over the halfway line. Solid start there for the Highlanders. Looks like a decent crowd here for this one. Not bad at all, considering an early start. Blank, ahoy there, mate. Who have you got in this one? Blank. I've gone the Highlanders in a tight one. And their defense. We've seen how good the defense has been so far in 2025. That opening match against the Waratahs. And then, of course, the win over the Blues. Backing Jamie Joseph and the defense to get the job done again. And an early territorial gain here for the Highlanders. They'll have the attacking line-out throw about 30 out from the line. To the middle. Pacifica try and disrupt. They can't. The rolling maul is set. Moana Pasifika get in and defend. It goes static just outside the 22 meters line. Highlanders, though, on the attack, spreading the ball wide. And they've got space to burn out here. A little in and away. And back in field to score the opening try. The scrum half lurking up in support. And I think the TV commentator called that one in the pregame. Nathan Hasty. The perfect start for the Highlanders. Michael Manson, a nice little in and away. Open them up on the inside. And Nathan Hasty, lurking up in support, dives over. And that was shockingly easy for the Highlanders. Conversion successful. Sam Gilbert puts it over. And it's the Highlanders up 7 points to 0. Just like that, we're not even 3 minutes into it. Garden Bishop with the restart taken down by the Highlanders. Told to use it. Hasty, the try scorer, with the box kick. Contestable. Knocked on by Pasifika. Referee Ben O'Keefe calls the scrum. Well, this is just domination early from the Highlanders. A 100% of this 3.5 minutes has been played down Moana Pasifika's end. Tabanawai, anytime try scorer. That's what we're looking for. And who is the other one I put in there? Tangitao. The scrum sets. First one of the match. Slight advantage in weight to the Highlanders, but this is a big shove from Pasifika. But Hasty breaks down the short side. Winning the race to the ball is the Moana Pasifika winger. Where is this game being played? That is a good question. Moana Pasifika are the home team. Let's see if I can find that out easily. Box kick clearance here from Pasifika. Not a lot of distance. They're still inside their 22. And another huge net gain here for the Highlanders. Mount Smart Stadium. There you go. Yeety Bird. Ahoy there. Very sorry to hear that diagnosis. A terrible bloody thing. Lost my auntie to cancer. I mean, quite some time ago now, but the time is irrelevant, right? It will always hurt. Very sorry to hear that, Yeet Bird, and I salute you. Highlanders on the attack inside the 22. Hasty thought he spotted some space. Gets a nice pop-up to Fabian Holland. 10 meters out now, the Highlanders. Penalty advantage. They stay on the attack. Big defense in the midfield. And they come back for the penalty. Playing the number 9 of the ruck. You can't do that. And, geez, they might keep the pressure on here. I'm an advocate for taking the 3. And it looks like that's what's happening. Tabanawai says we'll have the 3 or the shot at it. Thanks, sir. Highlanders are getting maximum reward here for all this early pressure. Six and a half minutes in, 100% of this game has been played down the Moana Pasifika end. Sam Gilbert, no mistake from just to the left of the post. And it's the Highlanders up 10 points to 0. I tell you what, Jamie Joseph has got this team humming. Victory over the Blues last week. They've stormed out of the gates here. Hector Banana, ahoy mates. Hasty takes the kickoff, clears immediately. And Moana Pasifika with the return kick knocked on by the Highlanders. And it sits up at the back, a knock-on advantage. A kick pass falls short. Tangitau can't bring it down. And we come back for the knock on. Defunk, ahoy, mate. Just a little bit more, he says. A little bit more on that kick would have been nice. Eight minutes gone. 10 points to nil. And a scrum down on halfway here for Moana Pasifika. Frankie Shreds, ahoy there. Up the Landers. Henry Pryor, ahoy, mates. The real thing, ahoy. Australia and Afghanistan are on tonight in the Champions Trophy, yes. Trevor Leary says a Highlanders four-try win should put them on top of the table for 24 hours. Hey, I would take it. The Highlanders weren't really expected to do anything this season. As Moana Pasifika get a penalty here. Offsides. And an opportunity for 3 points here if they want it. Moana Pasifika, it's a little ways out just to the left of the post. They might back themselves here for the corner. They do. Garden Bishop is going to put this into the corner. Ah, it is a nice day for a nice cool drink. Waratahs versus the Fijian Drua coming up after this one as well. They're not the most exciting games on paper, but we'll see what they deliver. Pacifica to the middle of the line out. Free kick. They got the throw a little bit wrong, but the free kick to save the day. Ten minutes gone. Are they going to go the quick tap here? Moana Pasifika. Tap and go. 5 meters out. Keeping it in tight. Rumbling it up through the forwards. Can Moana Pasifika hit back here? 5 out from the line. Staying on the right-hand edge. Driving now. Up off the ground and close to the line. Just half a meter out. Now the crash ball. And they're over. They've hit back. The sleeping giant awakes. And Moana Pasifika get their first try. And it looks like it's the big fella, Mafio. Mafilio. Big prop. Look at him. He's a unit. What I always say about rugby union, why I enjoy it so much more, is that it's still a game for all different shapes and sizes. Just once is enough, Yeetie Bird. I will get to it eventually, if I don't see it straight away. Who do I support in Super Rugby? The Crusaders. Off the upright with the conversion. That's a big miss there from Havili. A relatively simple kick. Slams it straight into the upright. And it will remain 10 points to 5. Highlanders with the restarts. Garden Bishop takes it on the full. Returns in kind up towards halfway. And the Highlanders will have the line out. 40 out from the line. They go to the middle. almost like it was stolen off their own throw. That looked for all money like it was being thrown to the back. But Fabian Holland had other ideas. The pick and go. Get in a little bit of go forward. Some forward momentum. Hasty looking for options. Back it goes for Robinson to put the ball high. Contestable here for Manson. Taps it back, but Moana Pasifika scoop up the loose ball, and they've got some open space. Big defense on the halfway line from Sam Gilbert. Fills the ball free, and the Highlanders are back in possession. That was some solid defense. Hasty now with the box kick over the top. And it sits up nicely at the back for Garden Bishop. Oh, and he's been taken out after the kick too. This will be a penalty to Moana Pasifika. 40 meters out. Kickable. Garden Bishop taken out off the ball after the kick. Well, it worked out for them last time, so why not do it again? They're going to put it into the corner. Garden Bishop finding touch inside the 22. You've got to say that he has milked that very well, Garden Bishop, but he's taken advantage of the rules. And fair enough, too. Thank you very much for the follow. As Moana Pasifika secure the line-out ball, Toala sets up the ruck in midfield. Right in front of the post now. DJ Shaq, ahoy! Hopefully you can help me out today, DJ Shaq, with some pronunciations. Just a couple of meters out from the line here, Moana Pasifika. Penalty advantage now. They could take the lead here. They've been on the back foot since kickoff. And now they've got numbers out to the right and diving over untouched. Patafilo. Back-to-back tries here for Moana Pasifika. Oh, they've given the try to William Havili. Okay, I thought I saw number 13. Apparently not. It's Havili, the number 15, who scored. Ah, yes. I see. The number 13, Patafilo, passed it out to Havili, who scores the try. Any try scorer tips? Well, my multi's not looking good at the moment. Rock my balls, ahoy, mate. We are on a little bit of a hot streak for same-game multis, but today's not started very well. I kind of rushed. I threw today's on in the last second as Havili can't convert. $10 points all. Rock my balls. Who's your tip? Who's your pick on round one? Mate, I've done an entire video on it. Head to the channel and check out my NRL round one tips and predictions video. DJ Shaq, Havili, does that name sound familiar to you, Dan? It certainly does. Havili for the Crusaders, right? Highlanders throw to the middle. They secure the ball. My TV just went on a weird loop. It showed the line out again. It had already showed the line out. Highlanders in midfield. They're brothers. There you go. The Havili brothers. Still hasn't updated. Highlanders in midfield. Vakana sets it up. Penalty for holding on as Moana Pasifika get in over the top of this. It would have to be Artie Savea, wouldn't it? Surely. Yes, indeed. Artie Xavier. In over the top of the ball. Of course it was. Lee Bowden. Ahoy there. Brumbies, huh? Tanner Rivy with the throw to the lineouts. And Moana Pasifika, after being dominated early, the opening 8 minutes or so, the following 10 minutes have been all Moana Pasifika. Penalty advantage now right out in front. And the Highlanders under the pump. Oh, the inside pass to the referee. Pretty sure he did that on purpose. I've got a sneaky suspicion that was on purpose. Knew the penalty was incoming. Oh, yep. I'll just pop the little inside ball to referee O'Keefe. And we'll get the penalty right out in front here. A simple 3 points. Oh, they're declining the shot at 3. They're backing themselves here, Moana Pasifika. And why not? It's worked out just fine for them so far. Garden Basher puts it into the corner. A 5-meter line-out throw for Stana Rivi. They turned down, well, I suppose the way Havili's been kicking, it was not a guaranteed 3-pointer, was it? Pacifica go uncontested to the middle. The rolling maul is set. Crabbing sideways back towards the post. Told to use it now. Waiting for it in midfield. And now the crossfield kick. Bringing the winger into play, who loses it forward. Oh, Palmer Falau, that was my boy. He's in the multi and he spills the ball. Apologizes to his teammates. The kick passed. Well responded to by Sam Gilbert there. Defensive line-out throw here for the Highlanders. 5 out. They go short in numbers, but the throw is over the top. And Broughton is driven backwards in the tackle. Hasty takes a few steps and bangs it upfield. Just short of the 40. 10 points all that remains. Highlanders and Moana Pasifika. Who tries to 1 in favor of Pasifika? Henry Pryor says he's in my fantasy. Who's that, mate? Palmer Falau. Big defense there. And it's been lost forward by Moana Pasifika, and we have a scrum down. I had to scramble and make some changes to my fantasy team right before kickoff. I had to substitute out all the Crusaders players, of course. I think I've made some pretty good changes to the team. Waste of Water Sports, Super Rugby Fantasy, and tipping. Of course, it is still not too late to join. If you don't already have an account. Oh, I missed one. Hopefully, I can still make some changes. Hopefully, I can still make some changes to the players in teams that I haven't played yet. Looks like I can, because I've missed an injured player. Williams, the lock for the Western Force. Got to get rid of him. Let's bring in... Go a straight swap, I suppose. We'll bring in his locking partner, Wayne. Go. will bring Swain in. A straight swap there of force players. So that's pretty good. As the scrum sets, wastedsports.com.au/games. There you'll find the join codes for our tipping and fantasy leagues as the Highlanders break down the sideline, kick in over the top, and Hasty is there putting pressure on. Havili does well to clean up the loose ball at the back for Pasifika. Garden Bishop is now caught and dropped. Pressure on. Still inside their own 22 here. The box kick clearance. No, firing it across and spreading the ball wide. Catching the Highlanders napping a little bit here. They've got numbers. And Moana Pasifika spill the ball. Ali Malo. Oh, if he takes that ball, he is in wide open spaces. And Moana Pasifika would have earned about at least 50 meters. He had a cheeky little look up. And that is a huge let-off here for the Highlanders. Wastedsports.com.au/games for all our Super Rugby, fantasy, and tipping links to come and join our league. All right. I've got Brighton starting from the bench. I might sub him out as well. The Brumbies centre. I'll transfer him out. This is incredible. The game's going on, and I'm still making changes. Let's bring in... I'm trying to spread it around a little bit, right? Penalty advantage here for the Highlanders. The wraparound creates the overlap, but a loose pass out the back in behind Tangitau. And they'll come back for the penalty. And this is kickable for the Highlanders. I would advise they take the 3. All right, what if I bring Leonard Brown in? Oh, okay, yeah, fluke. Field for the Reds. I've got a lot of Reds in force, though, already. I've got Fraser McWright, Tizano, and Swain. I want to spread it around a little bit. I don't like to get stuck in my fantasy teams with too much representation from one squad. Highlanders win the line-out throw. I've only got the one Chiefs player in there at the moment, so I might go for Anton Leonard-Brown, actually. Anton Leonard-Brown coming into the squad. The maul is held up. And Moana Pasifika will get the scrum down. So there we go. I'm still making changes on the fly to my team. I reckon I might be settled on it now. Had to substitute out all the Crusaders players who aren't playing this weekend. And I noticed that I missed a couple of injuries. And one of the players was starting from the bench. I can now afford to bring him in. So hopefully, UFC, ahoy, mate. And this is the dilemma that you face, and that's what makes fantasy rugby so much fun. I had a choice. I could have left. I could have left. I could have left Will Jordan in the team. Just accepted the fact that he's not going to score any points for me. Big shove here from Moana Pasifika. Gina Ferracini, ahoy. The kick off the side of the boot there from Garden Bishop. Not a lot of distance. Oh, God. Henry, what happened to Finn Hurley? because I've just realized that I've got Finn Hurley in my squad. And that has now been locked in, obviously. What happened to him? Oh, God, that's terrible. Poor coaching on my part, not paying attention. Ball spills out the side. It's here for Pasifika, who now have some space, support in the midfield, and numbers to burn. Havili steps back in field, pops the pass over the top. Knocked on, says referee O'Keefe. And the Highlanders with another let-off. Unbelievable. That one escaped me. Finn Hurley. Okay, so I've got an injured, non-participating player stuck in my back line. Frustrating. 10 points all here. 27.5 gone. Thank you very much for the follow. What is that, Lofi? Lofi247. The scrum sets. Highlanders with the feed. Very stable from both sides. Moana Pasifika look to get the shunt on, but the Highlanders hold firm, and Robinson clears upfield into space. It sits up for Havili at the back. Runs it back to the line, fires the huge cutout pass, and there is our man, Tamafalau. 40 out now from the Highlanders line. No scrum half. There he is now. Garnham Bashop across into midfield. Big defense from the Highlanders. Penalty advantage now for Moana Pasifika. The ball spills forward, and referee says penalty time, and now warning time for the Highlanders. What about Bob, UFC? Look, I love Tom Green, first and foremost. I'm a huge fan of Tom Green. Went and saw him live, hung out with him after the show, had a few beers. One of my all-time favorite, one of my biggest influences. One of my biggest comedic influences. And What About Bob, I can safely say, is one of the most unknown, underrated films of all time. Or whatever it was actually called. I don't think it was called What About Bob, because that was... unless you are specifically talking about What About Bob, the one I'm talking about is where Tom Green played Bob the Butler. Is the one that I'm specifically thinking of. Moana Pasifika on the attack. Inside the 22. Told to use it in front of the post. 10 meters out. Don't touch the 9. A very stern warning. Thank you for that, Defunk. I was just on my way to do that. Intercepted by the Highlanders. They're now streaking away upfield. Surely to score the try. Taking his time to plant it down now. Caleb Tangatau. And that is the first tick off our multi. A runaway try, length of the field effort. Tangatau gets the tick off the multi, gets the try. And the Highlanders, with a length of the field intercept effort, reclaim the lead. 15-10, kick to come. Oh, yes, I absolutely love that movie as well, UFC. It's just that when you said Tom Green, that's immediately where my mind went. And yes, he did a really good movie, very underrated. Bob the Butler. The name escapes me. But yeah, what about Bob was so fantastic. That poor doctor. Conversion successful from right in front, as you would expect. And the Highlanders lead 17 points to 10. 9 minutes to go till the halftime break. Highlanders back in possession from the restart. Hasty controlling it at the back of the ruck. The box kick clearance up over halfway. A solid exit again here from the Highlanders. Bobbling the ball is Havili in back play. Oh, that was dangerous. But Moana Pasifika have the ball just shy of the halfway line. Big burst forward here by the number 8. And up over halfway they go, attacking down this near edge. The kick through behind the line, taken by Robinson. Plants it back for Hasty. And the Highlanders have it back. Solid defense there, just inside their own half. Told to use it. Hasty with the box kick. Putting pressure on the take guard, and Bishop spills it backwards. The Highlanders, I'm pretty sure, got hands on that ball, but it's called play on and racing away to plant the ball next to the post. Talia, but they're going to have a look. I'm pretty sure this was knocked on by Sam Gilbert. Well, at the moment, it's been awarded a try. I don't imagine that it's going to stand. Hang on, has this been awarded? No, it's been tapped back by Moana Pasifika. Well, there you go. It is indeed play on, and it is indeed a try for Tanalu Talia. And the Highlanders up 24 points to 10 now. 6 minutes to go till the break. And just like that, the Highlanders have re-extended their lead. We've got one tick off the multi. Caleb Tangitau. Garden Bishop gets this back underway. We still need Tavanawai, who's not really been very heavily involved tonight, I must say. I don't think I've called his name more than once in commentary. And Talma Falau might be the problem. I reckon Tavanawai gets a try in the second half. Moana Pasifika back in possession, though. 5 minutes to go until the break. Suddenly finding themselves trailing by 14. Controlled at the back, told to use it. Now the box kick. Sam Gilbert leaves it for Robinson, and Robinson takes it. Highlanders ball. Exiting their 22 nicely. Jeez, be careful there. The number 8 for Moana Pasifika just flying in with a shoulder into the ruck. Garden Bishop takes the high ball. Beats the first defender. He's wrapped up on halfway. Highlanders try and get in and steal the ball, but it's still there for Pasifika. Taken by Robinson. Highlanders back in possession at halftime. I'll try and set up the multi on the screen so we can all follow along, especially now that one of the legs is hit. And Pasifika get a penalty here. Holding on is the call. And with 4 minutes to go until the halftime break, do they take the 3 here just to stay in touch? They've been putting it into the corner all day long so far. Why change that, I suppose? Garnham Bishop finds touch about 15 out. Been working for them so far, so why change it? Surveyor. Worth his weight in gold. Artie Surveyor. Three and a half to go till the halftime break. So, objectives for me at halftime. More drinks in the fridge. Get the multi on screen. Moana Pasifika, throw to the front, take the ball down, the rolling maul set. Not a lot of go forward at the moment. The Highlanders diffusing nicely. Now the ball's released. Numbers to the left here for Pasifika, but they spill it in contact. And it's there for the Highlanders. Hasty runs backwards a couple of steps and thumps it upfield. Nobody at the back for Moana Pasifika, and flying through the Highlanders on this ball. It's still loose out the back. And it sits up for Tuala, who throws it across now. Pressure on everybody at the moment for Moana Pasifika. Brought to ground 5 meters out. The ball spills out the back of the ruck. Tamatama wires over the top of it, steals it away. And they're half a meter out here, the Highlanders. Hasty fires it across the face of the post to the big man to score. Broughton, is it? Dunshea. Mitchell Dunshea it is, the number 5. Big defensive pressure. And ultimately, it tells the Highlanders 29 points to 10, the kick to come. Well, they started so well. Moana Pasifika got on top in that middle stage of the half, but the Highlanders have finished off the half. Gilbert with the conversion from right in front. It is 31 points to 10, a minute and a half to go till the break. So if the Highlanders can just work on that middle stage, imagine what this score could have been. Oh, DJ Shaq, the man should be wearing number 7, I think I said last week. Give him the number 7. No offense to Lasagna. I know his name's not actually Lasagna. I just like to say it. The number 7, Vavini, or Vaveni Lasagna. 30 seconds to go until the halftime break. 31 points to 10, the Highlanders. And the kick is almost charged down there. Alamalo taken on the full at the back by Robinson. He's got Gilbert, and now changing direction and slicing them up in the midfield is Manson. Told to go back. They're offside there. They thought the ball was out. Did Moana Pasifika. And it's on here for the Highlanders again. Robinson pokes his nose through. Off feet now. Have to leave it. Hasty to Fabian Holland. Not a lot of meters made there. Time is up on the clock. It will be the halftime break, and in over the top to steal it. Who is there? Who else but Artie Salvea? And back to Havili, and despite trailing by 21 points, Havili says, bugger this. We'll take the halftime break. Thank you so much. And at halftime, it is domination for the Highlanders. Boy, oh boy. Oh, catch you later, Gina Ferracini. I'll send you a photo later if I end up ordering Italian food for dinner. $31 points to 10, the halftime break here. Okay, let's try and get the multi on screen. I just need one more leg, basically. One more leg, cash back. And that'll all be sweet. All right, so let's start with Caleb Tangatau. The intercept try. Getting our first tick off the multi. Oh, my computer wants to restart. No. No. Don't restart now. I'm in the middle of something. Multis. Okay. PSG. Ahoy, mate. Yeah, that last 10. So here's how it went for the Highlanders. Nicole, ahoy there. Here's how it went for the Highlanders. The opening 8 minutes, amazing. The ensuing 22 minutes, average. The final 10, amazing. That's been the story of the half for the Highlanders. Henry Pryor, wastedsports.com.au. Check out our official website. There is a menu link at the top that says fantasy and tipping, I think. Or tipping and fantasy. It'll be pretty obvious anyway in the menu what it is. And there's links to join. In the link should be the code if you just want the code. Or you can just click on the link and it takes you straight through to the join if you're already logged in to your fantasy accounts. Easy. Easy as wastedsports.com.au, our official website that I really do need to get off my ass and start updating. Okay, so Tangatau, the first tick off the multi for today. We've been on an absolute hot streak for same-game multis in Rugby Union, the Six Nations and Super Rugby. We had such a big weekend last weekend. Three hit. 3 SGMs hit in the same weekend. It was a good time. Of course, the rarity with which you get 3 in the same weekend. But, of course, the beauty of it is when you do get 3 hit in the same weekend, that's pretty much all our future SGM bets for the rest of the week. almost for the rest of the year, basically, pretty much taken care of. All our standard ones for the streams, anyway. Oh, the pain of droughts. Yes, well, last year was a huge drought. UFC, a huge drought. But the ones that we did get last year, though, in fairness, the ones that we did get were massive. Like the State of Origin one was over $1,000. That 4-legger for State of Origin 2, I think it was, where Dylan Edwards capped it off with that try running around the back of Tedesco. Not Tedesco, sorry. Obviously, he took Tedesco's spot. Yeah, that was a good one. We got a couple, but the ones that we did get were massive. All right. That is Pangitao. And we want Kieran Tauma Falau. Tauma Falau. Right. Get him in. Henry Price says, read the fantasy ranks and weep. That's all right. That's only 200 points is not a lot. All I need is one big game from a captain. Yeah. 0 round points at the moment for me because I've got Finn Hurley stuck out there. Unbelievable. Speaking of a big week for my captain, who should I make my captain this week? At the moment, I've got Bowden Barrett as my captain. Oh, I can swap him out after the game, Henry. But it won't count until next week. And by next week, he might be back. You know what I mean? Once the game has started, if you've got any players from those squads, they're locked in. UFC asks, how do I avoid getting the shits at work? I work for myself from my own home. That's how I avoid it. That's the beauty of it. I can't really get upset at my boss. Ruslan Lee, ahoy, mate. Highlanders play too good today. All right, there we go. Talma Falau and now Tava Nawai. Tava Nawai. I reckon he'll get there. He'll get over. He's not been very heavily involved in attack today, is my concern. Jason Hayden, ahoy, mate. Trevor Tavanawai, he has been immense defensively, but he hasn't really been involved all that much in attack. Maybe that changes in the second half as the Highlanders look to continue to assert their dominance on this game. Okay, so we've got Tangitau, anytime try. All right, there we go. It should be that the multi is up and running. Yes, there we go. Oh, a little bit of a... Geez, those names are so close to each other. We got a couple of long names there. And they are threatening to crash into each other. Let's see. I move that over a little bit. Give it a little bit of space. There we go. Just create a little bit of separation between those two names. And we're all sweet. Okay. And we can put a tick on Tangitau. Have yourself a nice cold beer, mate. And we'll see what the second half brings. Chuck that up on the TikTok as well. All right. Ways to World of Sports, halftime here. 31 points to 10. The Highlanders doing the job at the moment. Be right back. After this, I'll go get the rest of my drinks, put some new ones in, and enjoy the halftime break. Be right back for the second half. Can the Highlanders continue the domination, or can Moana Pasifika fight back? Find out shortly. All right, halftime, 31-10, Highlanders over Moana Pasifika. A same game multi for the Waratahs versus the Fijian Drua. Well, we may as well have a look at that now. Hey. Boy, the Waratahs are incredibly short price favorites in that game. I would have thought that the Fijian Drua would be a lot closer than that. Quite honestly. All right, we'll come back to that. There's plenty of time in amongst the break anyway to have a look. For that next game. Second half about to get underway. Robinson with the restart. And Garden Bishop takes the kickoff, fires it across to Aotearoa to set up the ruck inside their own 22. Garden Bishop with the clearing kick. Up towards halfway, taken quickly by Gilbert. Robinson now fires it across, and the Highlanders inside Moana Pasifika territory once more. Going quickly out to the right. Hasty to Fabian Holland. Pops the pass out the back. And Gilbert now dances back in field. Numbers out to the right here. Tavatavanawa on the wraparound is dropped in the tackle on the halfway mark. We haven't really seen him involved in the attack all that often, which is unfortunate when he's in my multi. And the Highlanders say enough. We'll put the kick in. Taken by Garden Bishop. Met well in the tackle. And the Highlanders drive over the top, or look to anyway. They've done well, Moana Pasifika, to hold on to the ball. Tuala goes to ground. Still inside their own half. A frantic start to the second half. Back to Garden Bishop inside the 22. Clears it upfield and lost backwards by Robinson. Gilbert picks up the pieces. Puts a little kick in over the top. Looking for the bounce here, Gilbert. But it bounces away from him. And Moana Pasifika dive on it. Gilbert does extremely well. He's been penalised. Well, I thought he'd done extremely well there, Gilbert. But called for leaving his feet. I didn't think he did. It'll be an interesting replay, that one. I really don't feel like he did leave his feet there. Chance for Moana Pasifika, though. Touchfinder takes Moana Pasifika 30 meters out from the Highlanders line. Throw to the line out. Goes to the back. And the rolling maul is set. And they are rumbling it upfield. This is a good maul. Inside the 22 they go. They want the ball out now, and they get it. Alemalo loses some ground. And it's ripped away from the Highlanders. And Hasty looks to clear. Dummies the kick. Goes on a run. Dummies the pass now. Hasty, flick pass back in field. And it's been spilt by Tangitau. He wasn't expecting it. Hasty, it was on. The cheeky little scrum half. Dummies the kick. Dummies the pass. And Tangitau, in fairness, he was just not expecting that inside ball. Jason Callaway, ahoy, mate. Can we see an upset tonight? You mean Fijian Drua defeating the Waratahs? Personally, I can see that. I really can see that. Scrum down here for Moana Pasifika. Big shunt by the Highlanders, but it's there. Loose pass out into midfield. And they've done extremely well. Patafilo to hold on to it. but the execution just lacking for Moana Pasifika. Craig. One out from the ruck. Patafilo again, drilled backwards in the tackle. The Highlanders' defense, I keep going on about it every week, but it's been so impressive. The crossfield kick now, spilt by Gilbert backwards, and Hasty clears. Well, I think he was lucky to get away with that one. Garden Bishop caught with the ball inside the 22, offloads. And Moana Pasifika get the kick away. And now the Highlanders have let it bounce. It's up nicely for Robinson. And that's not a very good kick. Stays there in midfield. Artie Sarvea flies through and takes it. And Artie Sarvea is going to race away and score. Well, an aimless kick. And Artie Sarvea makes them pay. Geordie Aussie, ahoy, mate. Artie Sarvea plucks the ball out of the air. A loose kick. Aimless. And just charges all the way to the line. Big bad Artie Sarvea. Can that spark Moana Pasifika into a big fight back? Probably not, Geordie. Now, William Harvili, has he brought his kicking boots out for the second half? He hasn't. He's missed another one. Well, you can't stay in the game. You just can't stay in the contest and miss conversions like this. It's just not possible to leave that many points out there. Highlanders get us back underway. Garden Bishop takes the kickoff. Immediately passes it off to one of his big boppers to set up the ruck. And now the clearing kick. Seven minutes gone in the second half. 31 points to 15. And a change at number 10. Kane Robinson coming off for the Highlanders. Highlanders go over the top. Tavanawai running backwards. He's run about 20 meters backwards and he's dropped. Well, he's really had a poor showing on attack. Tavanawai, Moana Pasifika have shut him down extremely well whenever he's got involved, and he hasn't got involved all that much on attack. Defense, though, he's been immense. The high ball is allowed to bounce. It's there for the Highlanders who spill it forward, and will come back for a scrum down. Moana Pasifika feed. So I just wonder if this second half is going to go much like the first. 8 minutes into it, this is where the Highlanders dropped off in the first half. And the errors are just creeping in here in the second as well. Eight minutes gone in the second half. 31-15. What the score could have been. 31-21. What it could have been. Ball's there at the back of the scrum. And a big rumble up. Time off. Oh, this is a big concern. Get him on his side. Get him on his side. He has been knocked unconscious. That was immediately knocked unconscious. Danny Toala has charged it upfield into contact. Head-on-head clash. Oh, the poor guy's only just come onto the field there. Cameron Miller. And this could be an issue for the Highlanders. Miller came on. The 22 or the 20. Okay. Did they bring on Howden or Miller to substitute Robinson? Because this might have been their fly half replacement. They brought somebody on to replace Tane Robinson, and this could be him. There will be a substantial delay here. That was nasty. Head-on-head clash. He was out before he hit the ground. Cameron Miller, I believe it is. Oh, the Medicart's out. Yeah, that was nasty. That was a shot and a half. Very concerning sight. So 31-15. Goal kicking's been a big issue for Moana Pasifika. David Havili. Oh, sorry. My apologies, David. William Havili. The radar has been well and truly off. Not put a single kick over tonight. Six points. It would have been 31-21 had he been able. They've not been difficult kicks either for the most part. Really should have been putting them over. A 10-point difference. The game could have looked completely different. But anyway, they're still hanging tough. Mount Smart Stadium, the old hill. I miss the old hills. You used to go to the footy, you'd sit up on the hill. Yeah, very concerning signs. Sean Hewitt, ahoy, mate. Go Highlanders. Highlanders doing the job at the moment. And we've just got a big injury concern. And he's still down. still down out there in midfield. It looks like they've got the neck brace on, supporting the head. Wow, the poor guy. He was only on the field. Whether it's TK Howden or Cameron Miller, I haven't established exactly which player it was. He's only been on the field for a few minutes. Najakat Ali. Ahoy there, mate. Hope. C points 17. And this is so alarming. When you see the Medicart and the neck brace, defunct, yeah, never a good sign. Poor dude was out before he hit the ground. He was out immediately. Out before he hit the ground. Oh, no. He's been low. Can we get a thumbs up or something? Poor guy hasn't moved. Wow, that's very, very concerning. He's been loaded on and ready to get taken off the field anyway. Connor Crowley, ahoy, mate. Yes, I hope that player is okay too. You never, ever want to see that. Very, very concerning. Poor guy. He came onto the field at the 46-minute mark. He only got to be out there for a few minutes. He's moving his arms now. There was some movement. That's good. Good signs there. All right. Well, that was quite the long stoppage. 8.5 minutes gone. Okay, so he was literally on for 2 minutes, and it was Cameron Miller. Cameron Miller came on for Tane Robinson. He got to spend a grand total of 2.5 minutes on the field, and he has been stretched off. Scrum down. Moana Pasifika with the ball. Garden Bishop. Kick in over the top of the line. Low, flat. They come back for the penalty. Oh, no, they don't. That must have been a replay of something. Throw it to the line out. The Highlanders go short, cheeky to the front, and a free kick for Moana Pasifika, as that is not straight. Trouble for Cam Miller and the Highlanders. Do I think he'll be sent to the sin bin? Well, I mean, if they're consistent in the call, if they're consistent in that ruling, he kind of has to be, doesn't he? It might feel harsh sending a player to the sin bin who's been out cold and stretched it off the field, but Numbers now for the Highlanders, and on the outside goes Manson. Marilyn Manson cuts back in field, offloads for Tavanawai. And he is well contained and brought to ground. And he's caught holding onto the ball. Artie Savia wins the penalty for Moana Pasifika. Big turnover, that one. And a thumping touch finder from Garden Bishop. Artie Savia, boy, he's been immense. I'm feeling not very confident about this multi, I've got to say, because Tavanawai tonight on attack has been very well contained on the rare occasion that he gets involved. Moana Pasifika to the middle of the line out, lose the ball forward, and the Highlanders come away with it. Hasty wants some more troops into the ruck, wants some protection. And another ruck formed. Looks like he's going to fire this one back for the clearing kick. Yes, he does. Back it goes for Gilbert. Carried back inside the 22, so he can't find touch. Havili puts it high. Chasing through his own kick. Gilbert's under it. And time to perfection from Havili. Gilbert still manages to offload to Manson. But big defensive pressure coming on now for Moana Pasifika. Just outside the 22, Highlanders. Told to use it. Hasty with the box kick. Up over halfway. It's there for Moana Pasifika. Alamalo puts the step on. Offloads infield. Some good meters here. The number 18's on. Apoa went to the same bloody hairdresser as Felice Kafusi. Kick in behind the Highlanders line. 1, 2 bounces. And into touch inside the 22. Jason Calloway, there's a video on the channel where I do my NRL round 1 tips. Or round 0, it was basically. I only did Vegas. For my thoughts on the games, do feel free to check out that video. Highlanders throw to the middle, secure the ball, and they're brought to ground still 5 meters out. Hasty down the short side with Tangitau, who puts the kick in, and it's into touch about 25 meters out. UFC? Sure. I'm trying to drive more traffic to the video, you fool. Don't post a spoiler in the chat room. I'm trying to get more views on that video. Come on, man. You cheeky bugger. Moana Pasifika to the front of the line out. Message retracted. Cheers, mate. Yes, if anyone's keen to see my round 1 tips, there is a video on the channel. Penalty here to the Highlanders. They're in over the top of this one. Tavanawai. Another turnover. DJ Shaq, give the man the number 7. I mean, he's basically... This is the beautiful thing. When you've got a player like Tavanawai, you basically got another roaming 7 on the field. It is such a bonus. He's been kept relatively quiet on attack tonight, yes. Highlanders throw uncontested to the front. Still there. Highlanders just inside Moana Pasifika's territory. Stolen away by Moana Pasifika. Was that Artie Savea? Box kick clearance in behind the Highlanders. They're tracking back and spilling it almost over the sideline. Tangitau. The kick is charged down. It's there for Moana Pasifika. Here's a big opportunity. They spill it forward. Oh, Samuel Slade was not expecting that pass at all. And the Highlanders are off the hook. Big time. It was a scramble. It was a mess. Samuel Slade. Well, you've got to keep your head in the game, right? You've got to be prepared for absolutely anything. Hasty. What a performance it's been for him tonight. DJ Shack says Miller is gone. Scrum down. Arscott. Feeds. Scrum resets. Oh, I'm sure it would feel very rough throwing down a penalty to an injured player. What the hell's going on with my green screen today? Penalty here for the Highlanders at scrum time. What is that? Oh, okay. I think I know what that. Ah, yes. See, I left a door open on the other side of the hallway, and the sun was shining through, changing the color of the green. Interesting. Highlanders find touch on halfway. Go to the front of the line out. And Arscott passes back to Jack Taylor. That was a cheeky little line out move from the Highlanders. In midfield, Lasanga on a big drive. Talia told to release. There for Arscott. Spilt by Sam Gilbert. Backwards and play on. No. The knock on is called. So both teams now just guilty of some simple mistakes, letting the opposition off the hook. 58.5 gone. There's still plenty of time. We saw the past couple of weekends, last weekend especially, we saw it wasn't until the 78th minute mark in a couple of games that we saw the final tick off the multi. So there is still time. We just need one more, and we get bonus bet back. Jason Calloway says you need an account and log in on Wasted Water Sports to see the tips. No. If you can see this video, you'll be able to see my tips video. If you're here on this live stream, you'll be able to see the other video just fine. Defunk shared the link. A few chats back up. Moana Pasifika win the scrum up over halfway. Koala plants it back and intercepted now by Arscott. And the Highlanders now spill it forward. It's there for Moana Pasifika again. Well, it's a comedy of errors. Almost dropped by Moana Pasifika. Back to Garden Bishop to clear. Pretty aimless kick taken by Gilbert under no pressure. And now the counter-attack is on here for the Highlanders. Tangatau takes it into the contact. And they stay on the short side. Gilbert up to halfway. Arscott releases it into midfield. The Highlanders set up another ruck. 60 minutes gone now. 3/4 of the way through the game. 31 points to 15. The box kick from Arscott. Taken at the back. Moana Pasifika looked clear. Charged down and spilled forward on halfway. Ethan de Groot not secure under the high ball. And Moana Pasifika have the scrum. Now, the second half has gone very much the same as the first. The Highlanders, that drop-off in the middle. Something for Jamie Joseph to work on. They dropped off in the middle of the first half. They've dropped off again in the second. Some really poor execution in the middle stages of both halves. Scrum down halfway. Moana Pasifika feet. The scrum wheels. It's still there for Moana Pasifika, though. We reset. Waratahs versus the Fijian Drua coming up next. And I think the bookies have been incredibly disrespectful to the Fijian Drua. I'm expecting a much closer game than what the bookies have suggested. So we've got that coming up next. Waratahs versus Fijian Drua. But still, 20 minutes left to play in this one. Penalty advantage now as the scrum collapses. And Moana Pasifika have got a free shot here. Inside ball, read well. And we come back for the penalty. With the touch finder, the replacement fly half. Is that Patrick Pellegrini? Yes, it is. Patrick Pellegrini. Sean Hewitt, who do you think will win between the Force and the Reds? Oh, I've got to go for my Queensland Reds. The Queensland Reds are my favourite Australian team. I'm going Reds. Rolling maul is set here for Moana Pasifika inside the 22. And now breaking away the flick pass. They can't get down the short side. 5 meters out, Moana Pasifika on the attack. Some points here, which certainly made the game very, very interesting indeed. The pick and go inside the 5 meters. They're only a couple out now. Keeping it in tight to the ruck. Does Adi Savea have another crack? No. It's to Apoa. Centimeter short. Savea passes out to Tuala. Penalty advantage now for Moana Pasifika. Heading back towards the post. The Highlanders defense holding firm. Moana Pasifika fire the cutout pass out wide. And this must be a try. Back to Havili. And Havili gets a double. William Havili with a double. And it is 31 points to 20. Beautiful work on the sideline there from Alamalo. And we've got a big finish coming up. Oh, geez, has he scored that? Been awarded. I'm not so convinced. And Havili limping off the field. And that means kicking duties now to Patrick Pellegrini. His first kick of the night. And Havili scores the try, and he's gone. From the sideline, it's hooking back. It's right down the middle. And Moana Pasifika have their first conversion of the night. 31 points to 22, and it is game on here for the final 15 minutes. A huge finish inbound. Fourteen minutes remain. Highlanders get us back underway. The ball is loose on the ground. Still there for Moana Pasifika. Geez, I don't think I put my tips in this week for Super Rugby tipping. Tavatawai returns the kick. Held up now, driven backwards. Still there for the Highlanders. We just need one more tick off the multi to get cash back. Oh, okay, I did put my tips in. Good. I don't remember doing it, but I'm glad I did. Big defense in the midfield. Driving the Highlanders back to the halfway line and winning the turnover. Well, Moana Pasifika, they are playing with all the momentum here. They have got all the momentum, finishing the stronger of the two teams. But let's remember what we saw in the first half. The final 10 minutes from the Highlanders was immense after a big down period in the middle. They are certainly putting themselves under immense pressure, though. Moana Pasifika, cheeky little move at line-out time to the front. And they're inside the 22. back on the attack. A converted try here brings them right within reaching distance of the Highlanders. Kalangi with the crash ball. Big defense in midfield. Highlanders driving Moana Pasifika backwards. 12 minutes to go. In over the top of this one, looking for the turnover ball. It's still there for Pasifika. Now they spill it forward. That's a huge let-off. Highlanders back in possession. Ascot gets in. Fires it back to Gilbert. Keeping the ball. They're going to have a run from inside their own 22 here, the Highlanders. Now the kick is put downfield. Tangitau chasing. Gilbert chasing. And they've wrapped him up just outside the 22. A great net gain there for the Highlanders. And a big let-off. Moana Pasifika, box kick, clearance up over halfway. And it sits up for Tavatavanawa at the back. Well, he can wind up the legs if he wants. No. He goes to the boot. Taken on the full. Home Falau with the return kick. And it's a solid one. Finds touch up inside the Highlanders half. That was a great kick. Be nice if he scored a try. Ten minutes to go. I think we're out of time for the same game multi. But if we get one, we get bonus bet cash back. Highlanders go to the back of the line out. Too far. It's thrown over the top. And it's there for Moana Pasifika. The execution has completely deserted the Highlanders here. Moana Pasifika on top here, going into the final 10. Spilling the ball. It's there. Highlanders chance to counterattack. And Tavatavanawa spills it. It'll be a scrum down. Moana Pasifika feed. The Highlanders have just completely fallen off a cliff. And now their captain with a simple ball handling error. Oh. It's been a disappointing second half here for the Highlanders. Scrum down. 10 minutes to go. Still anybody's game. Only 9 points the difference. Moana Pasifika spending large amounts of time down here in the Highlanders half as this scrum collapses and will reset. £31 to 22. Hey, white heart, purple heart. Ahoy, mate. Oh, is that Cameron Miller? Did we just see Cameron Miller sitting on the sideline? At least he's up and about. The scrum resets. Moana Pasifika with the feed. It's a big drive from the Highlanders. The ball spills out the back. We're going to have another reset here. I dare say this will be the last one. The officials will be out of patience here. Somebody is going to get a penalty or a free kick if this one goes to ground. We'll have to see. Eight minutes to go. This is winding down the clock. The Highlanders will be more than happy with this. The scrum sets. It collapses. He's calling another reset. Well, I'm surprised by that. Referee O'Keefe calls another scrum reset. I thought they were out of patience. And this is just winding down the clock. The Highlanders will not be concerned about this at all. All right, this has got to be it, surely. Last reset. Scrum sets, big drive from the Highlanders. It's messy, it's out. It's here for Moana Pasifika down the short side. The kick in behind. Tavatavaniwai sits up. Very close to the sideline and now pushed over. It'll be a Highlanders line-out throw. They've defended that well. Six and a half minutes remain. Nine points the difference. Time running out. Defensive line out here. The Highlanders throw to the middle. Moana Pasifika spoil. And they steal the ball. Moana Pasifika back in possession. 5 meters out. The ruck is formed. It's there. Advantage now for no clear release. They're playing under penalty advantage here. Staying down the short side. Nice footwork there from Pellegrini. 5 meters out, they come back for the penalty. Well, they take the three here. Take the three, bring them within a converted try for the final 6 minutes. Or do they try and get the 7-pointer now? They're going to go for the 7-pointer now. Tap is the call. Malolo taps, fires it into Xavier in midfield, and out the back, the pass goes to Semisi Tupo, who scores under the post. Oh, they're backing this in a big way. Moana Pasifika backed themselves, took the tap, and a set-piece play. A hint of obstruction, a big hint of obstruction, but diving over under the post. Conversion successful. It is 31-29 with 5 minutes to play. Game on. It has been all Moana Pasifika here in the second half. A beautiful set piece. And that's a big try, that one. That has brought them well and truly back into the contest. Now the Highlanders can't afford to give away a penalty in kicking range. Gilbert with the restart. Goes deep. Lands it just outside the 22. Here for Pasifika. Some nice footwork again. Pellegrini puts the step on. Kicks taken on the full by Manson. Manson returns it to halfway. Big defense. The ball almost spills over Moana Pasifika's side. Ascot in there fights the ball away. And it's still there for the Highlanders in midfield. Manson with a good kick return. Setting up the foundation here. Highlanders, since the replacements have come on, they've just completely lost their intensity. Penalty to Moana Pasifika, who was in over the top of that one. Matavao. They've got the penalty just inside their own half. And they will put this into the corner. NJW 1980, yes, Waratahs versus the Fijian Drua coming up after this one. Nick Clark says, what an entertaining game. It has been all Moana Pasifika in the second half. Trailing by 3 minutes to go. This is a huge line-out throw. Malolo goes to the middle. Moana Pasifika. Job number 1 done. They've got the ball. Koala in midfield. 22 meters out. Artie Savea with a good carry. Stolen away by Tavanawai. It's loose out the back, though, and the Highlanders are under pressure. Moana Pasifika looks to drive over the top, but it's still there. And now Tavanawai playing scrum half. Back to Gilbert to clear. Has to rush the kick. And it's only 30 meters out. Tavanawai. Another turnover. That's turnover number 649 for the night, I think. They're still under pressure here, the Highlanders, though. A penalty would be a shot at posts. Trailing by 2. A penalty is enough for Moana Pasifika. They go to the front of the line-out. It was not straight. Free kick. A free kick for the Highlanders, and that's a huge let-off. Tavanawai taps and goes, puts the kick in. Puts it out on the full. What a mistake. We come all the way back for the line out. I did see that UFC, actually. Wasn't it like over 10 years or something? A 10-year contract? How old is Dylan Brown? I can't imagine that he'll be taking that offer. Tapped down by the Highlanders. It's there for Tavanawai. They've stolen the line out. It's still here for the Highlanders. In over the top of it. Moana Pasifika looking for the turnover. Driving over the top of this ruck. Aggressive counter-rucking. 24. Okay, so they've basically offered him a career-long contract for $13 million across the 10 years. Yeah, that's a pretty insane offer. There's no way that you as a player would accept a 10-year deal without some serious player options. Just outside their own 22 here, the Highlanders. Ascot wants to know the time. There's just a few seconds left. Time is up on the clock. Ascot thumps it into touch. And the Highlanders have held on to win by 2 points. What a performance from Moana Pasifika. Falling just short at the end. The mistakes, the lack of execution in the key times has let them down, and conversions have let them down. William Havili was 0 from 3, 0 from 4. Something like that. If they kick their goals, they win this game. There was only two successful kicks a goal. Because what do we have? We had five tries to 4.